Hey guys, Jonathan here, and today we're taking a look at the LEGO Spider-Man 3 2026 Epic Battle Spider-Man vs. Sandman. That is a sentence I cannot believe I got to say in my lifetime, and I am so excited we're finally getting our first ever Spider-Man 3 LEGO set. Now, LEGO sent me this set early to review, but of course all thoughts are my own. And if you love Raimi Spider-Man, you have come to the right place, because I love these movies. Spider-Man 1 is one of my favorite movies of all time, and I love Spider-Man 3 as well. I know this movie gets a lot of hate, but for personal reasons, this one really ranks high for me. Now, just like the movie it's based on, the set is not without its faults, but it's only $25 with 3 minifigures, the cheapest Tobey Spider-Man we've gotten in years, in 201 pieces. So it's right on the money for great value for what it is, and it is hearkening to an era of LEGO Marvel that lies ahead that I think is very promising if the prices stay like this. Now, like I said, Spider-Man 3 is a movie we've never gotten a LEGO set from, so this is historic in every sense of the word to get here, and I could not be more excited. So without further ado, let's start breaking down this set and see where all that $25 of value comes from. Now, this set is from the Epic Moment collection, which is a new sub-theme, which, along with the Hulkbuster releasing in this wave, is a really cool way to go back and revisit movies throughout Marvel's history, both from the MCU and beyond, and create those epic battle scenes that we never quite got represented this way. Of course, we've gotten Hulkbuster and Hulk before, but never quite in a fighting diorama style like this, and we've never had a Spider-Man 3 set before, so I would love to see what other epic battles might be coming to the Epic Moments collection, but overall this set is remarkable. And there's one thing we've got to talk about, the glaring omission of not having New Goblin in this set. Now, realistically, at a $25 price point, there's no way they could have fit Harry into this set, but I think I speak for all of us when I say we all would have paid a little bit extra money to get a New Goblin minifigure, because to be honest with you, if he didn't come in this set, I really sincerely doubt that we'll ever get another Spider-Man 3 set which would be appropriate for him to come in, so it does feel like a missed opportunity in the sense that we all would have paid maybe $10 more to have him in this set. But on the flip side, if he didn't come in this set, I really can't imagine another Spider-Man 3 set that would have him in it that would sell well enough, so I feel like we really missed our one and only chance to get Harry here, which is disappointing, but the set itself, well, let's let it speak for itself and get in. So when it comes to the build itself, there's really not much to look at, so we'll start with that and then we'll jump into the figures. That being said, despite there not being a ton to really break down here, it is a very dynamic scene, of course, depicting that final battle from Spider-Man 3 at the construction site, and we even get a printed tile that says Spider-Man 3, Spider-Man vs. Sandman and Venom. One thing I think would be cool is if they had put the year on here, because as the Epic Moment collection builds out, it would be cool to put these in chronological order, so to have a 2007 on there would be pretty amazing. That being said, you know, we have some construction going on, the black symbiote webs are really neat details, and of course Venom is running along this black beam that's falling, and just the way that they got all of the angles down and everything is really awesome. I'm gonna go ahead and remove Venom, and then I'll go ahead and remove Spider-Man from Sandman's hand, so you can see how the web works. It can almost support Spider-Man's weight if you put it in the right position, but not quite. He does just kind of like hang and bounce. Now, as you can see, they built a little sand swirl with a stud in the center, which Sandman's sand base can go upon. And then there's a little, like, ledge there that you can put Spider-Man's foot in so that Sandman can hold Spider-Man in place, and the other arm actually has just a stud there, so you could technically do the same thing there as well. It's just like an alternate way to have Sandman hold Spider-Man, but overall, they're, you know, just a bigger part of the display here. So the main draw of this set is always going to be the minifigs with a set like this. I do like the diorama, don't get me wrong, but after all of these years of waiting to get our first ever Raimi Universe Venom, a new Sandman minifig, and of course Tobey Spider-Man, that's where the real magic is, so let's start breaking those down now. And as we get into the minifig section, I thought I would shout out my song, The Girl Next Door. This was written about the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man movies, and every single line in the song is a reference to those movies. So I'll put a link here if you want to check it out. Always appreciate your guys' support on the LEGO stuff and my music, and would love to hear what you think of that song if you haven't heard it already. So here we go, the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man 3 Spider-Man. Now this is the same minifigure that we got in the Spider-Man No Way Home final battle, like the Statue of Liberty head. It is a remarkable minifigure, getting those dual molded legs, of course, with the red boots and dark blue on top, and an amazing modern style print of the torso and head, which look absolutely phenomenal. I love this minifig. There's not really anything new here, but the best thing here is this is the cheapest that this figure has ever been included in a set. So for $25 to get this Sandman and Venom is really just unbelievable. I think it would have been nice if he was like battle damaged, or maybe even came with like a battle damaged mask, since Peter's mask gets ripped in this scene in the movie. But again, knowing that this is going to be a lot of people's entry into LEGO, both from a nostalgia standpoint and of course getting that Tobey minifig, I'm perfectly happy with the minifig being exactly the way it is. I'm just thinking of some alternate things they could have done, even though what they did is literally perfect. And of course, we have to talk about Sandman, and the best way to do that is on his sand base. I'll remove him in a minute, but this brick-built sand base is very cool. As you can see, it actually can kind of move around. It's not necessarily intended that way, but it is nice that it has some dynamic posing there. The hands are interesting. They're built on this glove piece, which has wires on the side. And to me, I've just seen this piece used on like Shocker and Shuri. So I always view this hand piece as like a technology piece. It's definitely the best way to have like a stud on the front and top to build out these giant hands. But it is very distracting to me to have that in there. But the headcanon I'm telling myself is maybe those are like wires from like the construction site that got mixed into his hands. I don't know. As we talked about, I already showed you how Spider-Man can click into those hands, so I'll remove them and then just show you Sandman on his own. And it is a really interesting figure, the way that they got all of this detail in there, and all of the cracking and the abs. Overall, a really, really nice figure, and a very nice inclusion, especially since we didn't technically get a Sandman minifigure in Spider-Man No Way Home. We just got the giant brick-built one, and we haven't had a fully sand Sandman in quite some years. So I think this one translated really well. It looks great. I kind of wish he had a hairpiece, but it's easy enough to add one. He doesn't really have hair at this point in time of the movie, but also at this point in time of the movie, he's like even bigger than we saw him in No Way Home, I feel. So, you know, it works. It's not bad or anything, but I think that it's probably the least exciting minifig in this set, if I'm being honest, just because I think getting Spider-Man, Tobey Spider-Man, so cheap, and our first ever Venom takes precedent over yet another Sandman. But I do like this quite a bit, so now it's Venom time, and let's take a look at him up next. In here we have Venom, and he's got all these black tentacles built on the Outrider backpack piece, and I love this minifig so much. Like, literally, I've been dreaming of getting a Raimi Venom minifig for years and years, and he's finally here, and I just can't believe it. It's so cool. Now, in the movie, he doesn't have a ton of black tentacles like this. I mean, yes, at certain times, but not quite this eccentric. So I'm going to go ahead and remove all of those. Of course, it's as simple as just taking that headpiece off and then putting the head back on. Now, one thing a lot of people have been thinking is, well, can we use this torso for a symbiote Spider-Man? And it's pretty close. Of course, the Spider logo and the Venom logo, even in the movie, are not the same thing, but as far as Purist Customs go, this is definitely going to be a great base. Venom has web printing on the back of the head. It's kind of interesting. It's like not completely straight. Like, you can see how the webs kind of curve and bend, which is movie accurate, which I dig quite a bit. And overall, this minifigure is something so many of us have wanted for so long, and I really don't know how LEGO could have done it any better. It is absolutely perfect, and I cannot believe I'm talking about it on camera right now. Alright guys, well, let me know what your thoughts on this set are. Like I said, it's not a perfect set, but it is darn close to it. And for $25, it is hard to argue with. The play and display value is amazing, the minifig selection is out of this world, and overall, I think that this set is an absolute all-time Hall of Famer for best valued LEGO Marvel set. I'd love to hear what you guys think in the comments down below, so be sure to hit like and subscribe. Check out all of my other LEGO Marvel 2026 reviews on the channel now, and I'll see you guys on the next video.